was rough.
Yeah. But yeah, no, they're fantastic series and fantastic. Yeah, timeless. I've got a 10-year-old son, and I'm desperately trying to get him into Monty Python.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've got the films, and I know they're slightly out there with some of the, but I think the Holy Grail, I think he'll find that funny.
Right? Life of Brian.
Yeah. I thought in your general direction. I used to do Wicked, yeah, because a big nasty rabbit with pointy teeth. Sorry. We should move on with the interview rather than... I used to sit in the uni, I was in the officer training course. I think you've got some OTC at universities, and where you train, I was in there, and there was plenty of times we used to march over the mountains, and there was a group of 5 of us, and we were just huge Blackadder fans and Monty Python fans, and we could recite the scenes back to back. So all these night marches, when we're doing 20-mile marches in the pouring rain, all you can hear from is reciting Blackadder and singing Monty Python, Sit on My Face, or echoing across the Welsh valleys.
I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay.
Yep. That's the one. I even did one. I've got a photo somewhere. We wore ponchos, the barbershop quartet.
Yeah.
We did a scene. It was in front of all the Navy reservists. So it was one of these sods operas where you just do skits, and the 4 of us came on with just a poncho on the front, and we sang. It was "Sit on My Face" at the time. It was "Sit on My Face and tell me that
you love me."
And as we all turned round, and the ponchos, that was all we had on. So it was just complete. But our senior officer, she snapped a picture and put it right up for everyone.
That's great.
Yeah, so I'm sure that's still around somewhere. Quite embarrassing. So 20 years younger than I am now, so it's not as bad.
Right. You were doing a lot of marching at the time. So
exactly. Yeah, that's my excuse.
Yep.
Cool. So moving on with questions anyway. Sorry to everyone for that diversion.
No worries.
It was me. If someone made a movie on your life and you could choose any actor in the world to play you, who would you pick and why?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Movie of my life. Well, I would have to say me. I'd want to play myself, I think. Right now. I don't. There's no one that stands out. I mean, Jeff Bridges always, maybe a younger Jeff Bridges, but I don't know. I have to think about that one. Let me think about that one and see if a name comes up to me.
Okay.
Trying to think of young actors right now that are. I tell you what, I don't know where you are in Lethal. There's this kid. His name is Theo, and there's. Did you see the episode where the kid was hiding with the I can't remember the title of the episode, but it was the casino heist episode.
No, not there yet.
Okay,
I think I'm actually in about 3 or 4.
Coming up, there's an episode where they have a casino heist.
Right.
There's a young kid in it, and that kid is so good.
Yeah.
And he was he shows up great. When you see it, you'll see. But on stage, this kid is amazing. He was just so present and so just such a good actor.
Yeah.
I think Theo. I think that's the only one I've worked with recently that I think that kid should play. And so I think he could do it.
Cool.
He'd have to wait a couple of years before
Yeah.
we'll do it. Well, yeah. But that's the only one I can think of recently that I've worked with that it's oh my gosh, that kid's amazing.
Cool. We could play younger Kevin Rahm.
Yeah, he'll play younger man.
Yeah.
Jeff Bridges will play older.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, Jeff Bridges. Yeah. Well, you've got a bit of. I was going to say before, you got a bit of Branner about you, anyway. The look,
right?
the style in the face there. When you mentioned it, I was thinking, actually, you could probably pass as Kenneth Branner on the street.
Right? He could play my dad.
It's okay.
Him and James Spader could play my older brother.
James Spader. Oh, James Spader. Yeah.
I went through a phase, especially right after Stargate, where I had the kind of half mullet with the glasses,
right?
And I signed his autograph a couple times. People were in LA were calling out James, and I'm like, someone James, answer this woman, and she pointed to me, and I was like, what are you talking about? And she goes, will you sign this? And I'm like, who do you think I am? She goes, you're James Spader, and I'm like, I'm not James Spader. And she went, ugh. And I went, okay, and I signed his autograph. James Spader, here you go.
Fair enough. And again, now you said it, you've got the same sort of smile and the same eyes. So yeah.
Little devious.
Yeah. Definitely. He's another one. The Blacklist, I think, has really brought him out. Really.
That's
so phenomenal.
I watched that. He's so good. I just love watching him.
Yeah,
he's one of those actors that I just enjoy watching him.
Yeah, I think my wife just turned around. She said she wants Red Reddington in her life. So I was like, thanks.
Yep.
But then again, so do I.
You shave your head.
Yeah.
Shave your head. You're this close.
Put a hat on. Yeah. And his shades. Yeah, that'd be quite cool. Excellent. So moving on to some questions that have been sent in from fans themselves as well now.
Okay.
So a chap called Simon Barre Brisbois. He says, when you've worked on weekly series you've worked on Amy, Desperate Housewives, Bates Motel, Lethal Weapon itself. How many days does it usually take for a TV show to film an episode?
It takes, the norm is 7 days, 7 working days. Lethal, we do 8.
Okay.
Mad Men, I believe, was 7 or 8. The norm is 7 or 8 working days. So usually a week and a half to shoot one episode.
Yeah.
And this depends. Like, there are weeks that I work 7 days. There are weeks that I work 2 days of those 8.
Yeah.
By weeks, I mean episodes. But yeah, that's the norm. So a week and a half.
Cool. That's not too bad.
No. Well, if you're doing something like Madam Secretary, where they do 22 to 24 a year, you're looking at 10 months, of work. And, the crew is doing 12, 14 hours a day at times.
Well, yeah, exactly.
That gets, and like right now on our show, Damon and Klain are doing those hours. It's rare that they get time off, whereas I breeze in and I do my couple scenes, and I'm like, see you guys, have fun.
Yeah, they're all like, oh, come on.
Let's do 22.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah. Let's do take 120. Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
I'm fresh.
Excellent. I mean, that is, has there only been an occasion where episodes have been taken a bit longer due to any sort of special effects, live special effects or anything like that?
Well, it's 8 shooting days, so like there is another week or 2 of work that the post-production does, special effects does before the actual show's done. We're just on stages that long. A pilot, the first episode of every show usually takes double the time, so we shot our pilot over almost 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, and then usually season finales and mid-season finales, and like they'll have a big one in the middle. Sometimes they'll add a day or 2,
right?
And or if every once in a while bad weather, if someone
in California,
God forbid someone gets hurt, or someone gets sick, they have insurance and they take an insurance day and they try to shoot with it. But they're always trying to they'll try to change the schedule and shoot something else in place and switch the schedule, because the schedule's always changing on our show.
Okay, cool, fair enough. So I had to laugh when you said the weather.
Yeah. Well, the
Yeah.
last couple of weeks.
That's true.
2 weeks, but still, it's supposed to be Southern California and sunny, and they're shooting in the rain.
Yeah, I guess that's true. You can't exactly portray sunny on the TV when it's you're sitting there with your own rain max on.
Because we do. I think we're about half and half on location and on stages.
All right. Okay.
So they have to go outside quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Well, it is. Yeah, I couldn't imagine that, because if you're inside on the stage and you're it's a daytime scene, and obviously the effects are that it's a nice sunny day. Then you go right outside and it's like, well, that changed quick.
Yeah, and or it's night. You've been in the stage all day.
Yeah,
and it's
come out
sunshine, fake sunshine on the stage, and you go out and it's pitch black. You're like, what happened to my,
Yeah, where's my day gone?
Yeah.
Oh dear, I can imagine that can be quite confusing sometimes. Or tiring, because it will tire you out immediately, wouldn't it? Because as soon as you come out, it's like, oh.
Yeah. It's the days when you get there before the sun goes up, and by the time you come off the stage, the sun's already down. You're like, wow.
Yeah.
0 vitamin D today.
Oh god, yeah. I'm kind of like that. I leave the house at 7 in the morning, so in the winter it's dark when I leave, and I get home at 7:30 at night as well, and it's
also dark.
Yeah, an hour and a half drive in the dark and an hour and a half drive home in the dark. And it's like, well, that just disappeared quick. Summer will be a bit longer. We might get an extra hour. I wouldn't say sunshine over here. It might be getting daylight.
But at least light.
Light, yes, exactly.
Yeah, you get light.
Yeah, it'll be light. Yeah. Hopefully the sun might poke its head. I think, it was a great summer last year. It was the best day we had. That's the good old Welsh joke. Excellent. Moving on. Jamie, who is at Lady of Mischief on Twitter. Will we get to see flashbacks of Avery and Murtaugh when they were partners?
I don't, not in season 1, because I just read 18, which is our last episode for the season, and that it doesn't happen in season 1. But someone, and it might have been her, but someone on Twitter had pitched that, and then we made jokes about it with the writers.
Yeah. And
I would love to go back and see like young Avery and like Murtaugh with the mustache, just the mustache, or with hair, you know. I would love to see that. That hasn't been planned yet, but I'm in favor of that. And I think that's a great idea.
Oh yeah, it would be, because I mean, you started, you know, as I say, I'm on 4 now, but you immediately starting off with that relationship between the two of you that you've had. You were partners. You've had that past experiences together. So yeah, that'd be pretty good, because you know that really would be a good thing to see. I feel like
the writers have layered that pretty well through this season. And the deeper you get in the season, the more of those moments that Murtaugh and I have, Damon and I share, it's really nice seeing when Avery is the boss versus when he is the former partner. Yeah, and like that's the dynamic, the change. It's nice.
Excellent job. Yeah, it's good to see that kind of when you've got good writing as well, as well as a good acting and good writing together. It makes
without the writing, we can't do anything.
You just be stood there speechless.
This is ridiculous. Making silly faces, doing silly walks.
Yeah, exactly. Ministry of Silly Walks. Wonder if that's because they may not have written the scenes for them, so they just sod it. We'll just do it.
Right?
Clever thinking.
Yep.
Excellent. Stella, who is the Lethal Weapon Italia page on Twitter.
Hi, Stella.
She says the fans obviously actively campaigning for a season 2, which is topical after you just mentioned it, from the show, and she's the one who started the online petition, and with many more to come. What kind of arc and personal growth would you like to see for your character in the seasons to come? Because obviously we want more than just a season 2.
Well, I know that Avery has ambitions. He's not content just being the police captain. So I would like to see, personally, I'd like to see how his home life affects his work life a little bit. I'd like to see him get out a little bit more and be a little more involved. Yeah. And I would love to see how his ambitions affect his ability to control the guys. You know, and like the decision between his upward mobility and career versus taking care of them. Because I feel like it's been touched on a little bit in season 1, but that can become a touchy subject. Yeah. You know, and I feel like so far his loyalties have lied with protecting his guys, and I feel that's the kind of captain he is. But I'd like to see the problems that could arise when those things come in conflict.
Yeah. No, that'd be pretty good. That's kind of say even from early on. That's something I've picked up is that Avery is very, very protective of his guys. Even Riggs, who's just come in and he's just the complete tearaway, drunken, dope smoke. That marijuana scene was hilarious in episode 2, I think it was. That was just awesome. Was it Damon came out and goes, "No, please don't smoke that around me," because I've got to take a drug test. Walks out and there's Riggs. Whoa, man. Yeah, that was brilliant. But yeah, so that, obviously, then Avery is very protective, and that does come across. And so even from the early episodes I've seen, that's definitely something I think, obviously, as you said, it's going to get deeper to see. Right. But it'd be awesome to see those conflicts coming from high up later on, and the consequences of the actions that you've taken as Avery.
Yes, and the consequences of protecting them. And
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah,
because it has knock-on effects. It's what's the butterfly effect. One little protection here. What's going to happen back? You hear about
it. And there is. What episode are you guys on? How many have aired there?
I'm on 4 at the moment.
Okay. Yes. I think when you get to, I think they aired it as 11 or 13. It's one of the two. There is the big Avery episode of the season where you see a little bit of his history coming back to bite him.
All right. Excellent.
So that's it was. Just a lot of fun to shoot, and be interesting to see how he makes those choices.
Cool, excellent. Can't wait to see that. Yeah. Carrying on with Stella as well. Obviously, she says you're very active on social media, so she'd love to hear about your relationship with the fans, and if you've ever found yourself in our position, as in being huge fans of another actor or musician, etc., and getting the chance to meet him or her.
The one that stands out. Ironically, because we were talking about this I think before we started recording, was Tom Hanks.
Oh, right.
Yeah. When they were doing the auditions for Band of Brothers, they read every guy in Los Angeles that was 18 to 25, right? Every guy in LA